Hey Namaste, this is Sacredowl with another chapter of Real Talk by Sacredowl. Today I want to talk to you about the differences between being in love with someone and loving someone. Being in love with someone and loving someone. There's a difference. Being in love, and let me define it for you from my perspective. Being in love with someone can stem from infatuation, possessiveness, and obsession. Loving someone, on the other hand, goes beyond the physical presence. You desire to see them grow. You see past their flaws. You see opportunities of building into each other and together. You're motivated, you're encouraged, and you're inspired by one another. That's loving someone. Being in love, again, could be a sense of, if you're jealous, that means you're in love, being in love with somebody. But when you're not jealous and when you're secure about it, then you're loving that person, because as an individual, you get out of the way of a person that you love. You do not want to stop them from growing or to expand. Even if that means that sometimes you have to be out of the picture, when you're loving someone, you're capable of doing that. It may hurt a little bit that you have to move yourself out of the way, but when you're in love, you never want that person to grow past you. You want to keep them so you can keep them. It becomes possessiveness. And so a lot of time people aren't able to tell the difference between when they simply love someone and when they are in love with someone. They can lead to a lot of confusion from both parties. So thankfully there are some important differences that can help everyone figure out what they are feeling, whether it's just love or whether they are falling in love or whether they are loving. It's really, wow, I know it's confusing, right? So listen, loving someone is a choice. Being in love with someone can be involuntary. But when you love someone, you make the conscious effort to continue to love them. It's a choice. You choose to love this person. Every day you wake up saying, I love this person, I'm going to continue to love them. That's loving someone. But being in love is emotion that kind of has you ransomed. It kind of makes you say, I got to be here, or you got to do that. And this is where a lot of fears step up, because people who are in love, they are caught up in a trap. In the human emotion of love, and therefore they have no sense of safety because they have no control over this. But when you choose every day to love somebody, you have a sense of control. You're making a conscious effort to say, I love you and I want to help you grow as much as you can, and I'm going to stay out of your way as you continue to grow. There's a key difference. In love, holding. Loving someone, open hand. In love, closed hand. Loving someone, open hand. Big difference. When you're in love, it locks you. But when we love somebody, we have many people in our lives that we can love, many variations of love. So falling in love may not be necessarily a long-lasting situation. It could be based on infatuation, lust, obsession over the other party, a bunch of whole different reasons that will make sure that their love does not last for a long time. Listen, I've been in many love relationships, in love, loving relationships. But I'm going to tell you something. In love relationships, I've done 100 of them. Loving relationships, I may have done maybe 2, maybe just 1 in my life. And that's why you know the difference. You cannot love somebody when you don't have that for yourself. It's impossible to give it to somebody else. But when you're in love with somebody, you don't necessarily have to be loving of yourself. In love is, I have you locked in. It's closed. Loving is open. In love, closed. In love, closed. Loving, open. Loving someone is letting them be where they are happy. Move out of their way. Love them. Allow them, by your love, to be what they need to be. Loving someone is steady and consistent. It grows every day. Every day, the next day, you're loving that person more than you did the day before, because it's a conscious choice. There's so much more to talk about love and I'm going to continue this in a future video. But I just wanted to introduce the idea of in love, loving. I love all of you. Namaste, Sacred Owl.